Now, since you know the instruments that are needed for you to draw, we can go through how you can set up your paper using a T-square, a drawing board, and your piece of paper. So when you want to set up the drawing board, the goal is that you clip your paper, or you make sure that your paper is held on the drawing board or whichever board that you are using to draw. The basic thing you need to do is get your T-square, then place it on the left edge. As you can see, this is my left edge. I place it there. Then I get this piece of paper. With me I have an A4 paper just to show you the procedure. It's the same even when you're using an A4, A3 on a drawing board. So my T-square is firmly pushed against this left part of my drawing board. Then this paper, as you can see, I just basically hit it on the top part. Make sure it doesn't go under like this. So you want this paper to just hit there and be sure it's straight. And as you can see, the top part here, I have a place where I can clip my paper. So I'll get my clip. If you're using one, you can make sure it's somewhere on the center like that. And notice the paper won't easily move even if I do that. If you have two clips, even better. I can place one on the left edge like that and another one on the right edge of the paper like that. And I'm done preparing my paper. The next thing you want to do when drawing is make a border line. So we're going to go through the procedure of making a border line. What you need to do is get your compass. So here's my larger compass. This is the geometrical drawing compass. Usually what I like doing with my borders so that I can be faster is getting a smaller compass. Remember the drawing set that I talked about? Usually that is a geometrical drawing set. Comes with two sets of compass. So I get the smaller one, then I go to my T-square. Usually there's this scale here, then I measure 10 millimeters. So you see it's kind of slow here, right? So what you can do is you push. This is a spring, so if I push, you can have more space, you can see, and I can tie much quickly like that. So I'm pushing these parts together, and then I'm able to reduce this distance between this metal spar and the pencil. So I have my 10 millimeters there, and then since I've prepared, I've clipped my paper very well, I know that any line I draw on this will be parallel to this edge of the paper here. So what I can do is just mark on two opposite corners. I'll take this right corner, I mark like that. You can see that mark. Then I also mark like this. So what I've done here is I've marked a 10 centimeter from this corner and a 10 centimeter from this corner to help me to draw a line like this and another one like that. I do the same on this other corner, opposite one from this. I mark. Even on this I mark like that. And then usually for me, I'll get my 6H pencil, which is a construction pencil. It's construction because it's faint. Then I'll draw a line like this. You can see that line. It should be faint. I go to the top. So you can see this clip is kind of obstructing. So what you do in such a case is you lower your paper a bit to the bottom. Make sure, just like we said, make sure it's like that. I hold with my left hand. I clip like that. I make sure the paper isn't moving, then I can continue. So I have two construction lines. There's one at the top, one at the bottom. I'm sure they are kind of visible. And then I get my set square. So with me I have my 3060 set square. It doesn't matter which one you use. I just like using it because it's longer on this side, and I can draw right from the edge there. Again, you see this clip is obstructing me a bit. So with time you'll be able to know which positions are best for your clips. So you can see I'm looking for that marking there. Make sure the T-square here is pressed firmly against the left edge of the board. Then I outline. I do the same for this other part. It's a bit difficult here, but yeah, you can get it. You can see how I do it. And there we have it. Our borderline is made. So what do you do when making the borderline? You make sure your paper is aligned properly. How did we do that? We got our T-square, we placed it on the left edge like that. We made sure it's hitting our T-square like that. We held our paper, we clipped, placed it firmly like that. Then we measured the 10mm on this corner. You can even use this one and that other one. Remember, we stood here with 10mm on our smaller compass. We strike there, strike here. We do the same on the opposite corner. We strike like that, like that. Then we draw some faint lines. You could draw them in this longer direction or even in the shorter one like that. Then you use that mark, you draw a line and another one, and we have our borderline. This is usually a standard way of making a borderline. It's 10mm away from the edges of your paper. So if you measure this distance from the edge to that line, it's 10mm. From that edge to there, it's 10. So you can see there's a 10mm or a 1 centimeter all around like that. That's it for this video. Be sure to watch the next video that talks about how we can make the title block.